back to another video. Now, as some of my more loyal subscribers and viewers would know, I've been working on making a weapons business called the Backyard Armory for some time now. And, well, I've made some decent progress, including getting some new tools, which, if you haven't saw the video where I went over that, I'd recommend checking that out. It wasn't too long ago. And, of course, making new weapons. And today, I'm going to show you how to make one of the weapons that I have recently finished. Mostly as an excuse because I need to make another one. But I'm going to show you how to make a fighting knife out of garden shears. Now for this you're going to need garden shears, obviously, various tools which I will go over throughout the video, paracord, and if you're really bad at making paracord wraps, I'd recommend super glue. Now you're also going to need some files, and spray paint is optional. But it's recommended because, let's be honest, this looks awesome. And of course, duct tape. So, without further ado, let's get right into this video. Alright, so, now I'm going to have to split this video into multiple parts because this project took me a while the first time I made one. So, right off the bat, you're going to want yourself a flat surface that won't move. I have a cardboard box that I filled with some various things that are decently heavy. So, first thing we're going to want to do is remove this handle. Now, unfortunately, these handles are not easy to take off. It was probably the hardest part about making this weapon in the first place. So, first things first, we need to figure out where we're going to cut. So, we're going to use our first knife as comparison. For you, I recommend just removing the entire handle and doing what you want. But it really doesn't matter. Do it however you want. These knives are supposed to be made for you. Or for whoever wants to buy them from me. So, next, you see, I originally tried to drill through this with my drill, but I'm realizing now it'd probably be more effective to go through it with my hacksaw. And if not, then I will drill through it. But let's take this one step at a time. Okay, so we got my hacksaw right here. Now, and my bucket of tools. Now, 1 second, I'm going to need to grab a marker for this. And as usual, safety first. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to find where we're going to cut, using the comparison here, and then, going to make a line going right across it. See? You probably can't see, lighting sucks in here. As soon as I can, I will try to get a better camera and lighting set up. But, for now, we saw. Now, again, safety first. Okay, making progress. Okay, now I'm going to take a short break here to lecture you on proper safety for this. Now, of course, you're going to want to wear gloves, but I actually can't wear my gloves right now for reasons I can't really explain. But also, you're going to want to keep your hand a good distance away from the hacksaw. See, like this. Make sure you get a good grip so that it doesn't slide, but make sure that it's away enough to where if the hacksaw slides, you don't cut yourself, because that would probably suck. So, back to it. This is pretty difficult to cut. I think this is bending my hacksaw's blade. It's not good. It's going to cost me a fair bit of money. Okay, this is going to take a while, so I'm just going to skip ahead a bit and get to you when we're, further along, I guess. Okay, so now we've cut the piece off, but I will say this. I'm going to readjust the camera real quick. There, lighting up better there. Now, we got this cut off, and the other piece right here. Probably use this for something, but I'm just going to throw it away. Now, before we move along to another step, gotta clean up the dust left over. So, it's always handy to have a vacuum left alongside, but if not, a broom and dustpan will be okay. Okay, on that note, our next step for this is to file down the edge. Now, we're going to take one of our files. I personally think that this one gets the job done best. It's half round, half flat. Not really sure if it has a name, but it's effective. So, we're going to file down the edge. Again, gloves are recommended. Now, you could just do it until all the edges are filed down, but So you could also do it until everything's even. Either way, you could do whatever. I'm just going to make sure that everything's at least partially even. Okay. File down the other edge. Give you guys a shot of it. And we are done. Now, it's a little rough around the edges, so I'm going to do a little bit more cleaning up with this round file. Ow. Okay, never mind. So, with that in mind, step 1 for making the knife is complete. And because of how long this project is, as I stated earlier, I'm going to have to split this into a multi-part video. So, this is where I'm going to have to end it for now. And if you want to be notified when the future videos of this build come out, I'd recommend subscribing and hitting the bell icon so you'll be notified when that happens. And if you want that video to come out sooner, I'd recommend hitting the like button. And as usual, if you share this video, it will severely help improve my view count. Heck, if everyone who sees this video shares, it'll double my views. So, keep that in mind. And of course, comments are greatly appreciated. So, thank you all very much for watching. This is Random Man, signing off.